about the internet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward.
Take on it.
There's trillions of dollars parked around the world. XRP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over Swift one day?
Well,
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of 24 Hour Script. Let's get right into today's video. This is remarkable. The geniuses behind this that warned us that once we implement these systems, things are going to change drastically, nobody listened to. But now they're coming out here all hinting at you that things are about to blow up. When you have Larry Fink coming out here and telling you how tokenization could transform finance, here's another lie. It will transform finance. Just like back in 2018, you remember that clip? I'm not going to play it where he just denies Bitcoin and how they're never going to utilize it, right? And then when you have companies like Vanguard coming out here saying that they're going to allow crypto ETFs and mutual funds and we could start investing now with Bitcoin, XRP. But back in 2018, they told you that we as retail will never see a Bitcoin fund from Vanguard. You see how this is all moving? We already knew this was going to happen. They called us delusional. But the worst part is when XRP hits $100, I don't know how people are going to react to that. Like the individuals that missed out. But in today's episode, like I said, it is remarkable. Ripple has been the backbone, the industry leaders for tokenization, along with many other big players in the ecosystem like Ondo. But you're going to understand exactly what is being done here. Even when you hear Atkins talk about the next couple of months, not even 2 months maximum.
Time, but we're on track and we will be able to forge forward with the crypto area and make sure that we are able to embrace this new area of innovation that for too long the United States basically is just pushed back against.
Remember, these individuals have closed door meetings that they can't make some of the stuff they say public. You got to read between the lines. And then you have Trump coming out here and talking about no more income tax. Folks, we're going into a new world.
That at some point in the not too distant future, you won't even have income tax to pay because the money we're taking in is so great, it's so enormous that you're not going to have income tax to pay.
Even Ray Dalio, a billionaire, told us this years ago. Remember, everything is pre-planned. They don't go and just wing it. They have an agenda. They follow the agenda.
I have to pay attention to the implications of the great disruptions that are going to take place. And then with the new technologies, we're going to go, it's like going through a time warp. We're going to be in a different world, okay?
And then this is where things just get absolutely crazy, okay? In a moment, I'm going to play you the famous clip by Mr. Michael Richards. Michael Richards is a part of Moduloop's new principal architect. And Michael Richards, wow, the resume is just beyond me. Okay, he's been working at the Module Foundation, but previously he's worked at IBM for 16 years as the chief architect for their payment system. Okay, and then another individual that Michael Richards is working alongside with is Konstantin Perik. Look how important this is in 2025. But first, listen to Michael Richards, just how big this is. They know. The brains behind it know how big this is.
And these systems are like that. You can't implement these things technically unless the society and the regulatory environment wants to change. These systems, if they're implemented properly, will result in a new world. A world in which things will be different for everybody, different for banks, different for mobile money companies, different for people. A new world. A world in which things will be different for everybody, different for banks, different for mobile money companies, different for people. And unless there is the political will to change institutions and to change regulations to support those things, They either won't happen or they won't happen successfully.
And then don't forget that Modular Foundation has been working with Interledger since day one. Interledger steps up to foster cross-border payments in 130 countries. And if you guys remember Chris Larson and Mr. Stefan talking about, well, Chris Larson talking about ILP and XRP, Interledger protocol is what he's referring to for ILP.
But having the combination of ILP with XRP, we think that's kind of the killer formula. But having the combination of ILP with XRP, we think that's kind of the killer formula.
To be frankly honest with you guys, XRP is already ready to go. What isn't ready is the regulation, is the adoption, is the onboarding, is the education. XRP, like, they don't even, like, XRP is ready to go, but it's the bigger stuff in front of XRP in terms of like what I just mentioned that needs to be in place first. But when you go into like Konstantin Perik, so imagine this: you have Konstantin Perik, and then you have Michael Richards. Just you heard him talk about how it'll change everything. They're working on a new architect, and when you go on Konstantin Perik's LinkedIn profile, as many of you guys may know, look at this. He's been worked at Swift for 24 years. Let's round down to 23. Interledger Foundation, he was a board of directors, and he's been at the Modular Foundation since 2013. That's the crazy part, because Bill Gates, knowing the man he is, he's going to get the best of the best that he can on his team. And look how long he's been with Bill Gates. You bet your ass that Konstantin Perik is getting paid some real good money. Okay, he was the original chief architect of Swift back in 2000. He's been working at Swift since 1990. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and smash that like button. I mean, I don't know what else more you guys could get, but this, like, the biggest important takeaway from this is that this is a collaborative effort. Bill Gates is publicly known to be working directly or indirectly with Ripple and XRP. These digital assets, these useful digital assets, some of them are going to go astronomical in value. 99% of crypto will go to zero, but the utility tokens that are going to be utilized within these new financial infrastructures that are being designed are going to go absolutely ballistic. And even when we talk about tokenization, and even if you hear what Larry Fink said, his quote saying that tokenization could advance at the pace of the internet, faster than most expect, with enormous growth over the coming decades. We are going to see enormous, life-changing, bloodline life-changing happening within this ecosystem. This is truly, truly remarkable. And when we talk about tokenization, we just go over to Ripple, right? Ripple is talking about how their new era of tokenized assets set to surge to 19 trillion by 2033. Guess what? It's going to be a lot higher than that. It's going to get a lot more rowdy than that. And then you had Ondo Finance 24/7 access to tokenized US treasuries on the XRP ledger. You had Open Eden introduces tokenized US Treasury bills onto the XRP ledger. You have Ripple collaborating with Artex to bring hundreds of millions of dollars of tokenized real world assets to the XRP ledger. And you might be wondering, why didn't they say billions and trillions? Guess what? It's PR. They're not going to come out here and create a whole PR fuss when they come out and say billions and trillions. You already know what their people are going to do with that, right? We're going to get there. And then you have Ripple talking about GFT and Matico partner for institutionalized digital asset custody and tokenization solutions, 2023. Ripple and Fubon Bank to showcase real estate asset tokenization use case as a part of Hong Kong Monetary Authority's pilot program. Okay, tokenization, Ripple has been leading the way and has been screaming it from the mountaintops. Okay, and we are gonna, like, right now, we are at generational bottoms. I want to make that very clear to you. Even if it tips, like, these are the short-term volatility right now that some traders are taking advantage of. But you guys saw this whole crypto ecosystem have a very strong bounce up. But let's see where it holds right now, okay? I do have a couple trades open right now. We did have an Ondo trade open. We have a Bitcoin trade open right now. We have a SUI trade open. These are just short, not high margin, but high leverage trades that have been opened right now. We have the XRP trade open, and we have the generational bottom BNB trade that we had opened for about almost 4 months now, but we already profited in $500 rounding up in the meantime. Okay, and we do have ways to go. We might take a little bit of profits. We'll see how the markets react, but the next couple of hours and days is going to be crucial just to see how well this market maintains. Because right now, if we take a look at the XRP chart or even the Bitcoin chart, we need to hold this. And what I mean by that is we need to, again, keep on going and get back to the $2.20 territory. And then let's see if this little pump up is real, okay? Because we need to still blast through $2.30, where we failed here. We failed 1, 2, 3, 5. We failed about 8 times to blast through $2.30. $2.30 is going to be heavy volume, heavy breakout for XRP. So let me know what you guys think in the markets, in the comments down below, what the markets in the short term. But if you want to take advantage of the deposit bonuses, take a look at the link in the description down below. You have deposit bonuses for 2Bit and also Bitunix. Take advantage of them. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and we will be back with another video.
The thing with these assets, though, is they always follow a hockey stick curve. As long as a specific asset class actually starts moving on-chain wholesale, and you get true hockey stick adoption.
Up this morning, check my bags on the chain. XRPL still humming while the FUD folks complain. Ripple fighting Goliath, yeah, the SSA's game. But Johnny D and Hogan, they're bringing the flame. So we salute to the rebels in suits, to the coders and hodlers wearing dusty old boots. Raise a toast to the ledger and the lawyers who bite, while taco stand dumps through the middle of the night. Damn, Jed, can you chill? Brad G's on the mic saying clarity now, while Shorts codes the stars with the hologram cow watch. The haters keep chirping, but the people ain't blind. This ain't some mean dream, it's the internet spine. Regulators stalling, but the clock's ticking fast. Ripple drops the case like a baseline blast. Communities united from Twitter to the street. We meme through the madness and never admit defeat. Yeah, we salute to the devs and the geeks, to the ledger that clears in seconds, not weeks. To D, to Hogan, to legal delight, and the salty old taco that just loves to spite. Hey Jed, you done yet? Or you got another dump scheduled for lunch? So here's to the warriors, the freaks, and the fans, waving salute tokens like battle flags in hand. It ain't just about coins, it's a movement, a pact. We defend what we build, and we're taking it back. Come on, salute to the ones in the fight, to the token that laughs in regulatory spite, to Schwartz, Brad, and the ones still believing, even while taco stands always leaving. So strong, one for Ripple, one for XRP, and raise your guitar for decentralized dreams. This song's for the ledger, the truth and the proof. With a smile and a nod, we say salute.
Naturally, I'm his friend. He made me welcome.
The predictions that failed most miserably, the Bitcoin and blockchain. So
we started building RippleNet with the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening.
flip the switch.
I think what we're building has, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.